And we are back on the 0 hour. And if there's one thing we learned this week, it's that conservatives and Islamophobes have a fear of time. Why do I say that? I say that because of the case in Irving, Texas, of young Ahmed Mohammed, the 14-year-old who invented a clock. He just created a simple digital clock and brought it to school where he told everybody it was a clock. But Ahmed Mohammed was confronted, he was interrogated, he was handcuffed, he was arrested, he was held against his will, all for making a clock and showing it to his engineering teacher. They put him alone in a room with 5 police officers. They kept accusing him of building a bomb. They were prepared. They were talking about charging him with threatening people with a bomb when it was a clock, and he kept saying it was a clock. How can you be accused of threatening people with a bomb when you didn't threaten people and you said it wasn't a bomb? This is the madness that goes on in this country. So if one thing we've learned is that Islamophobia appears to be accompanied by something we might call clockophobia. They're an enormous and irrational fear of clocks. But then I've always said that conservatives don't know what time it is. So where does this leave us? Ahmed Mohammed has been celebrated by all of the leading, or most of the leading Democratic presidential candidates. The president has invited him to the White House. But Islamophobia goes on. Islamophobia to the extent that a bright and enterprising young man can be mistreated. But then it's no surprise that this happened in Irving, Texas, where the mayor is a noted and outspoken Islamophobe. For that matter, it's no surprise that it came in the country where an American has actually created something, according to some reports, which he calls an anti-Muslim or crusader assault rifle. That is a rifle with a Bible verse written on it, certainly an abuse of the message there. He says it was meant to stop Muslim terrorists from using it because no devout Muslim would dare touch the weapon. A dubious theory. Apparently, the manufacturer of the AR-15 Crusader rifle, more of a wish than a reality, is Ben Mookie Thomas, former Navy SEAL, according to himself, and company spokesman. He is the public face of this silly little gun. But then there is a lot of silliness associated with Islamophobia. Well, what are Muslim Americans really like in this country? Let's go to the data. A study done several years ago said that by the Gallup Center for Muslim Studies said that Muslim Americans, well, they're the most racially diverse group surveyed in the United States, with African Americans making up the largest contingent of American Muslims, some 35%, slightly more than third. They also found in this study that, contrary to stereotypes, Muslim American women are one of the most highly educated female religious groups in the United States, second only to Jewish American women. In addition, as a group, Muslim Americans have the highest degree of economic gender parity at both the high ends and low ends of the income spectrum, meaning that Muslim American women make the same as men at both higher and lower income levels. They're equally as likely to say they attend mosque at least once a week. You know, you have to stop tarring a religion with the cultural practices of some of the countries that suppress women. Now, the study also found that Muslims weren't, by and large, as civically engaged as others, something that may change with the cases of Ahmed Mohammed and other young people who are targeted simply for being Muslims. So while a silly man runs around trying to sell an anti-Muslim crusader gun, Ahmed Mohammed, who is only 14 years old, will go from building clocks to building wonderful things for this country, the kind of inventiveness that we should all be celebrating. I am Richard RJ Eskow, and this is the 0 Hour.